What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. I'm your host. I'm the Notorious One. I am Dom. And tonight we're throwing it way back tonight where we all lived. We're not known all of each other, but we was all in the building. Shut up. We went to one of the most electrifying shows of all time. Went to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 live from the Barclays Center. And this show was on fire. But tonight, I'm not riding solo. I got my squad with me. I got BDC bringing all the smoke. I got my man ringside. He was there. He's going to talk about the deep dives. Stratfax was in the building. And you know, he's speaking nothing but the gospel. And Poppy Platino, he's here to cause some chaos. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
All right, see? You say I start chaos, and there you get a phone call.
Yeah, that's from the producer, Booby.
My word. Here we go already.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, baby? How we gonna do this tonight? Listen a little bit.
How we gonna do it?
You know, I know why this is. I know why we're having so many problems right now is because this time the problems weren't with the show. It's with us because the show was pretty damn good, wasn't it, guys?
Goddamn right.
Damn
you guys
right.
are some misfits in action.
Absolutely.
That's what y'all MIA.
I'm a filthy animal. What you talking about?
With bad connection. That's correct. All right. So we were all in the building. NXT TakeOver is always one of the hottest shows to look forward to. I'm sad that they didn't have it this past week during SummerSlam weekend, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter. But we were all there ringside. You were in the building. Tell us about your experience at this show right here.
The only thing I could truly remember from it is it was just electric, start to finish. One of those shows where you go and it's just like Sheamus, banger after banger after banger, et cetera, et cetera. One of those shows where you're just constantly like almost standing up, and then you get up for the big spots, you get back down, you're up, you're down, standing ovations, just perfect. The perfect show.
All right. Well, Strap, I know you were with ringside. What are your thoughts on Brooklyn 4 right here?
You know, it's something that one has to experience in person because once you experience there, you can't experience it the same way. Even watching this show back, I don't remember much about it. But apparently I was there, and I'll stand by that fact. You know, if they only still provided paper tickets, could I show the proof right here on camera? Because that is where the power would lie if I had the physical ticket. But no, it's lost in some digital wasteland known as Ticketmaster, and we'll never recover from that.
I think the last show they did paper tickets, at least here, was the 2015 TakeOver 1. Because I still have the stub for that one, and after that, I have no actual evidence
We get that.
of no paper trail. So I'm pretty sure that was like a Barclays thing, and then everybody just adopted it, and that was it.
That's gonna be a collector's item. Hope you know that.
Damn right.
I hope so.
All right, and Platino, I know this is your first takeover because we drove down to Brooklyn, and then you had the pleasure of meeting BDC for the first time. He pulled up from Delaware, and we were one. What are your thoughts on this show right here?
Yeah, I gotta agree with ringside. Banger after banger after banger. There's some stuff that I'm gonna talk about later on that involves another company, but that's for later on. But yeah, what a night, and it was great to experience it.
You know, talk about AEW because the connection might act up by then. All right, BDC, what about you?
All I know is that this show was one of those shows where I didn't want to leave my seat, and I actually didn't leave my seat. Usually at every wrestling show, I find a point where I'm like, okay, dead point, go get something to eat, walk around, do whatever. This was not one of those shows. This show, from the time I got there, I sat there till the show was over, and then that's when we left. It was an amazing show all the way through from start to finish.
There you go. Seems like this show matters already. Well, all right, a video package kicks off of Johnny Gargano costing Aleister Black his NXT championship, and they showed Tommaso Ciampa. And you already know DIY, they had their struggles, and we're about to get the trilogy between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in your main event. So we got Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, and what's the name? Showtime? Or Primetime? Percy Watson?
Showtime. Percy Watson. Yeah.
Showtime. Percy Watson on commentary. Like I said, they are in Brooklyn. And our opening match is the Undisputed Era. Roderick Strong, my boy, and Kyle O'Reilly taking on Mustache Mountain of Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. And my God, what an opening match. The way to kick off the crowd, get them all hyped up. I know John's probably thinking, damn, Dom's going to talk about Roger Strong being the Messiah for the backbreaker. He's probably thinking some shit like that. But I know how he is. Why I always talk about Roger Strong. But you can't go wrong. This is a classic match right here. Tyler Bate, he showed how strong he was. He had one dude on his shoulders. He swinging another dude. Had one dude, two dudes for like a German suplex. You can't go wrong. It's an opening match. I definitely enjoy it. Ringside, what are your thoughts on this match right here?
What a way to start off this show. Just high energy, super fast. Everything they did was crisp. Everything they hit was right on the button. Sometimes I forget how good Roderick Strong was. There was a period of time, probably 2018, 2019, where he was one of the best wrestlers on the planet, period, anywhere. And it just shows. They were like all four guys, they all looked great. Like you said, Tyler Bates, the strongest man alive. Dudes throwing dudes for 25 minutes.
Pause.
And and it was just absolutely perfect. I couldn't get up. I loved hearing Morrow call Undisputed Era holding the Summer of Sleaze, because Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, pretty sleazy dudes, just Kyle O'Reilly playing the belt. It was perfect. So like I said, fast, crisp, awesome, start to finish. I'm only going to say good things about the show. I hope you know that. That's all it's going to be.
Damn right. It was an amazing match right there. Undisputed Era won with the high and low. It was fluent. It was clean. Strap, you're not much of an NXT guy. What are your thoughts on this opening match right here?
I highly enjoy the historical point of view of things, and one of the first notes is seeing Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong here. Of course, they're currently in AEW, and it's like, forget them right now. These guys, the Undisputed Era, these two, they could totally and legitimately take away the tag team championships from the Hurt Syndicate. Those two guys could. The current day paragon of Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, maybe not, because these two guys were in boss mode here in NXT, and just like Ringside said, Roderick Strong, he's been a great wrestler for a very, very long time. It was so great to see him get his desserts in WWE/NXT at this time, and Roderick Strong, always a guy I literally run into in real life all the time. Like anytime we're at a wrestling show, Ring of Honor, NXT. I remember in Coney Island, I'm going to the bathroom somewhere that he's coming right out. I was like, hey, I know you recognize me, or maybe not. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah,
my
don't
wink.
want to see them. Oh.
My wink. But no, these like I got my Facebook profile picture. It's from me in the best shape of my life. When I die, that's the photo you're gonna use. Everyone's gonna use. I don't wish death on anyone here in Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, but this is their pinnacle right there. These two right there as the tag team champions. Well, so them against Mustache Mountain, another they're from the UK. No shit. So they're contemporaries over there. But anyway, thoughts on this match is that it was just a great match, and it was a lot of fun, and it just took me back to a time when everything was right in pro wrestling.
That's right. So after the match, the War Raiders took out the Undisputed Eras, and they want the tag team titles, and they damn sure made a statement. BDC, what are your thoughts on the War Raiders at this time?
That's the War Raiders, not the Viking Raiders, not the Viking Experience, the War Raiders. They were on a different level as well at that point in time. They literally looked like they could pretty much destroy anyone at that time. And when they came out after that match and just completely decimated the Undisputed Era, you just knew that it was going to be a hard-hitting rivalry after that. You just knew it.
Damn right. Lots I know you were big on NXT at this time. We all were. What are your thoughts on the tag team division at this time with the Undisputed Era, Mustache Mountain, and the Undisputed Era, or War Raiders? Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the War Raiders when they were War Machine back in Ring of Honor, especially Hanson. That guy, a big dude that can move like a cruiserweight. It's so unheard of and so it's incredible just looking at that. When they came in for the little after match shenanigans, I was like, I don't remember seeing that, but that was well worth it to set up a new rivalry for the next takeover. It reminds me like a more athletic I was just saying LOD. They were really dominant, but they can move a little bit better, have better matches. They didn't have the power just like those guys, but when you got in the ring, they earned their respect from everybody. But what they did was incredible. But also Tyler Bate.
Nasty.
If that man was about a foot taller, I think he'd be champion in WWE right now. Unfortunately, he's 5'7", 5'8", maybe if that. Strong as a fucking ox. What he showed in that match, I don't remember seeing that. Vince probably looking at it like, this little guy, he can lift all these guys? Isn't it possible? If he was taller, make him my champion.
Dude had Kyle O'Reilly up like this on his arm, and then ran him across the ring into Roderick Strong. That is ridiculous strength.
The only reason I bring that up is because there's been a bunch of podcasts, I think between Bruce or whoever it is, that Vince is always looking for that Mighty Mouse, that strong guy who's kind of strong and can move and has that, charismatic ability. I'm like, looking at this guy, I'm like, you got Mighty Mouse right now. And you couldn't figure out what to do with him all these years later, but I guess Vince likes 6'5" guys and other things he's not supposed to like.
Well, I mean, he fumbled Neville too, so this ain't
I was about to say that. That was his Mighty Mouse right there.
Neville too.
But yeah. Yeah, I probably would have gone with Neville more.
Yeah.
But Neville, we'll talk about that another day.
Not sure we're going to talk about Neville Pac again, but the reason why Neville can't get over is because he got visa issues. That's his issue. Ain't that right, Strap?
Yeah, he needs an American Express like me.
Wait, what?
Moving on.
John
credit
got
like
the
that?
rewards. He got the rewards.
John got credit like that? We're going to be shopping, Papa.
You want a referral code?
No, I don't have the credit.
Referral code? Anyone?
All right, well, our next match, we have EC3 taking on, my boy, Velveteen Dream. So once I looked up this card, I was thinking to myself, I said, I wonder if this is the match where he had the trunks that says, call me up, Vince.
Yes, there was.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yep.
He damn sure made a name for himself this night.
I think even in the crowd, we could see that from the distance. We're like, what does this trunk say? And we're like,
yeah, because we were literally looking it up like, yo, what does it say? Does it say call me up, Vince? Holy shit!
Knowing what we know now about
at that point,
knowing what we know now about Vince, that wasn't for talent relations; it's for another reason.
You know what?
That's funny because on my notes, I want to ask y'all: do you think that people in Gorilla knew about his trunks? Did he get that shit approved?
No.
Nah.
No way.
He probably had like a robot and just went to the ring like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have those approved at all.
He probably was walking through Gorilla. Triple H saw it and was just kind of like,
oh well.
All right, kid. Prove it,
Yeah.
And he did. Did.
Well, Triple H was one like that too, because I guess he went off script one time with Rocky, and then Vince is like, well, give it back to him. Damn it. So I know it's a different company and all that, but hey, if my boss is doing it back in the day, hey, if we ask, oh, why'd you do that? Following your footsteps.
Basically, got a little edge.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm not sure when we ever talk about EC3 again. So, John, what's up with EC3? How come he's not major success in the company or in any business right now. He's last I known he was in what was it NWA. Like completely like changed his look. He got like a Rene Dupree going on right now, like kind of like that dark look.
Nothing wrong with NWA.
No, I'm not knocking NWA. I'm just saying like you go from TNA.
You look like
Ethan Carter the third
to look like Rene Dupree. Yeah.
Then you go to NXT and they threw you in the wolves real quick. You just basically had the Apollo Crews spot right there. Boom. Next thing you know, you're oversaturated. Now we barely hear from you. Then you start your own company with Braun Strowman and Adam Scherr. You see where that put him? That shit didn't last long. So, what's up with EC3? How come he didn't make it to the major roster?
He didn't make the major roster, bro.
Well, he wasn't the top 1%.
He was in the 1% chasing that 24/7 title.
Was he? That must be during COVID years because I don't remember EC3 on the main roster.
You want to see what during all the segments when he was on TV? Fault. I'm gonna show you what he was doing.
Don't mess with your computer.
Drinking in a cup.
Yeah, don't touch the computer.
Yeah, let me share my screen. Not today. No one's doing that today.
For the listeners, I was just taking a sip from my Yeti. But yeah, that's what he was doing, just taking a sip from his solo cup. Just like, why the hell am I up here?
It was all Dixie Carter's fault.
For the audio listeners that only pay attention to trends in the last 2 years, that's the Yeti is the current day Stanley Cup. Just so you know. It's very popular.
It's always been ahead of the Stanley.
More years ago.
All right, get to EC3. Talk about what's up with him.
Hey man, I'm trying to get a sponsor. Shut up.
We want to know Yeti.
I'm chomping at the bit to talk about
watch
EC3.
WCW Nitro podcast with me and BDC. We talk about the Yeti and all that masking tape beyond.
We'll talk about that some. All right, get back to the
time on Nitro is over.
Thank God.
So people might cringe at this, but I watched most of the time. I watch these shows in advance. I watched TakeOver hours ago. Today, it's so fresh in my mind, and this might drive people nuts, or maybe it makes the most sense. But when the video package comes up and they're doing they're getting ready for this match, EC3 Velveteen. Only thing I can think of EC3, that gimmick, that character right there, his look, his demeanor, that's MJF. They had MJF in 2019 or 2018 rather, before MJF was MJF. They had him already in EC3. So I understand if Vince McMahon, who saw Derek Bateman in the previous years and said, this guy is goofy looking. He had the longer hair, the longer curly hair. I mean, yeah, he was in shape, but they had tons of bodies back then. And maybe he didn't like his big, ugly nose. Okay. Vince can not like him for whatever reason. Okay. But he left, went to TNA, became
my son-in-law.
Shit.
That's a clip.
Clip it.
All right, you make it. I'm not making it. EC3 becomes a big star in TNA. Ethan Carter III, nephew of Dixie Carter, who was already mentioned somehow, and becomes a big star in TNA. And then TNA can't afford anyone anymore. Yeah, he makes his way to NXT, and he's looking like $1 million, $1 billion, and he's doing very well on NXT. He makes his way to the main roster. Man, Vince got that memory or something, or he sees him brand new. He still doesn't like the freaking guy. And so in the beginning of 2019, because this show, NXT, was in the summer of 18, they did promos, if you do or don't remember, for EC3, Lacey Evans, and Otis and the other dude. Tucker. Otis and Tucker. Heavy Machinery, yeah. So they did promos for those 4 talents, and they're supposed to come in January and go on the show and be a big deal, and they all tanked. They got replaced. Even the Viking Experience Raiders, they were around that time too. And that batch of NXT call-ups was just sucked. It was not good. Whatever. They didn't do anything on the main roster. That's when they brought in Ricochet and Aleister Black as a tag team. That's when they brought in DIY. Even though they're killing each other on this show, they brought them in as a tag team. And then Ciampa got injured again. And at least Ricochet and Aleister Black made it to WrestleMania in a 4-way tag match. But if there's a reason why you don't remember the call-up for any of these guys, is because 2019 WWE was on Raw. SmackDown was absolute garbage, if you don't remember. Baron Corbin was the ruling master of that. They apologized to the fans. That's why they had the NXT call-up. But anyway, for whatever reason, Vince and EC3 just never hit it off. And that's it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's over. And he was on the roster for a little while, and he petered out. And it's like, dude, if you're doing great in NXT, let's talk about Shayna Baszler in a couple of matches later. You can do great in NXT. There's no guarantee you're going to do great in the main roster. And that's probably, honestly, what killed my enjoyment of NXT. I mean, lots of things happened in those years. It's called the pandemic. Oh, they're doing shows in the Thunderdome. Sorry, I could tolerate the pay-per-views in Raw and SmackDown in the Thunderdome because, you know, the main shows, the main storylines are going on. I ain't tolerating it for NXT. I just wasn't. And they even had a different setup. It was like Thunderdome-esque with a couple of people surrounding the ring. And that's when I stopped watching. I mean, it's coincided with a lot of things, but I just stopped following NXT at that point. It just wasn't the same anymore. And it also wasn't the same because of the proof that you bring these guys up. That's the point of the NXT. The developmental system as it was. You know, they bring them up and do nothing with them. They're garbage. They're thrown away. It's like, why invest my time in NXT? And even though things have changed, obviously a lot in the last 6 years, that still sticks with me. And that's why I don't follow NXT today. And well, Carmelo Hayes, how you doing? Nothing. That's what you're doing. He is him. He is not on TV. I don't know where
See, I look at it from
go ahead,
the opposite perspective of just the NXT and the call-ups. You can say, well, it kind of ruined NXT for me when they would come up to Raw and SmackDown and they're not doing anything anymore. And as someone who religiously watches NXT, who's missed 3 episodes of NXT in the last 8 or 9 years or whatever it is.
Don't tell me that.
Even if they come up to Raw and SmackDown and Carmelo Hayes not doing much. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys like that, they're not doing anything. At least we'll still have NXT. I still have NXT. You know what I mean? I could always go, damn, yeah, him and Trick, they were killing it. You know, he was the champion. He was the B champion, but he was the A champion when he was down there. And like, they can never take that away from us, you know, which is a silly thing to think, but at least, you know, and I look at NXT as kind of like, yeah, when the main roster stuff sucked, and there was no other alternative. Well, we had NXT. That was the cool, the hip, the underground thing. You know, it felt like a different company. So it's always like, I always root for all those guys that come through Full Sail or the PC or whatever, even if they don't end up doing anything of note on Monday or Fridays. You know?
Yeah, and unfortunately, the biggest problem with that was who was running NXT versus who was running the main roster. And bottom line was, you could be excellent in NXT under Trips and Shawn Michaels, but you get to WWE, now you're working under Vince's style, and now you have to adapt to that. And if you don't adapt to that, you're not going to succeed. And if he doesn't like you, you're not going to succeed. And if you don't fit his image, you're not going to succeed, no matter how much you are liked. There's a whole burial site full of bodies that have been popular in one way, shape, or form in NXT or even in WWE, that because they weren't Vince's favorites, they never went anywhere. And all the way up to the time that he left the company, it had always been that way. Nowadays, it just seems more like business decisions. But back then, when there really did feel like there was a more personal touch to that, it was literally, if Vince didn't like you, it didn't matter how much love and how much respect and how over you were in NXT, you came up to WWE and you got nothing. You got nothing.
There's maybe one exception to that rule, and that's KO. He's the only one that probably broke the mold because he's not the type of guy that Vince looks for.
he's not. But Vince, there was something about Kevin Owens that he liked. There was something about him that he absolutely liked. Because I mean, to have him come up as NXT champion at the time and beat John Cena clean in a match.
Night one, the first, his debut match at that.
Yeah. That was Vince. So there was something about him that he really liked.
Vince had a few guys from NXT that definitely made a statement. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose.
Then we're talking about this type of NXT. That was the previous NXT.
Black and Gold.
Black and Gold.
Yeah, we're talking Black and Gold. That NXT, that was like FCW switching over to NXT.
That was pre-network NXT. It was still on Hulu at that time for us, the US.
Yeah. Yep.
So I can't agree with you on that one, Dom. But prior to that, after that though, maybe Kevin Owens. Finn had one shot, and then once he got injured, like, oh, see, can't even stay healthy for one match.
He's too little.
That's Seth's fault.
Well,
I
Seth's
mean,
champion again.
I mean, the four horsewomen. I think the reason the four horsewomen managed to stick is because of Charlotte Flair. Not to say that they're not all good. They're all awesome, but because Charlotte Flair is a part of that, and it's the four horsemen via the four horsemen. That was kind of like, oh well, she's Ric Flair's daughter, and you know she's gonna be big for the business, so we've got to keep this going. So
he likes blondes.
Yeah, he loves Charlotte Flair. So you know you love Charlotte Flair. You have Becky and Bayley and Sasha all kind of tied to her. You can't kind of bring one without the other, and even in that, it took them forever to get Bayley up. So you know.
Yeah.
She was the weakest link at the time.
So
she was the one
at
helping
the time.
She was the one helping out the girls down in NXT too. So they needed somebody to stick around.
Because you had Team Bad. You had
what was it?
What was
Dean Bella, and then
and
Paige, Charlotte, and Becky were in the third team.
Yeah. And Bayley was holding down for NXT at the time.
I think they call it
PCP
or
something like that.
PCB.
Oh, jeez. Garbage.
Like that,
Submission sorority.
Google that right now.
That would have been a good
name.
Do it on your computer. Google it at your computer at work, everybody, please.
No. No.
All right, well, let's get to this match right here. EC3, the bigger guy.
God damn, we haven't got to this fucking match yet.
Hell no, we ain't talking about the
second match on the
show. We took a 10-minute detour.
EC3,
it was important though.
He straight manhandled the Dream. Dream finally got some offense. He turned it around on the entranceway and hit that twisting DDT, that Alexa Bliss DDT that he does.
I love that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then later on in the match, the Dream hit the Dream Valley Driver, the DVD on the ring apron, following up with the diving elbow. He throws EC3 inside the ring. My man, the Dream, he gets the win. Dream was over.
Absolute
over.
star.
He was a star in the making, but he tried to push himself to get to the next level, and obviously the cookie crumbled.
I think something happened with him in NXT too, because he kind of stayed a little too long. He was there through the pandemic, and then he got into his troubles outside.
Issues.
So I think maybe if he got called up 6 months before the pandemic, it'd be a different story. Hopefully,
he was still like boys.
It was the tights.
Like boys, but geez.
Yeah, it was the tights. The tights did it. The tights forced them down. It was the tights.
Force the boys down?
No.
Come on.
Not that.
There was a notable change in the performance of Velveteen Dream, as Ringside mentioned, toward the end of his time. But I think that's because the rumors and stuff were already circulating, and that's why there's obviously very obvious distraction in watching the promo video. Excellent. I mean, if this stuff originally aired on the television show, but the promo video and the green screen of him and EC3, just tremendous work, just top notch stuff, and it's absolutely a shame that sometimes the most creative artists can be a creep. So it's sad, it really. But no, Velveteen Dream was absolutely he was on fire, man, and
He was on fire.
Yep.
yeah, it's just sad the way things went.
I hated Patrick Clark. Tough enough, Patrick
No.
Clark. Then he was red, white, and blue in NXT. Patrick Clark. Then when he figured out his role as the Velveteen Dream, once he figured out how to work the character, he was money.
Oh man,
He was money. And still to this day, I say it every now and then, every time I see it. One of the coldest things ever is when he was showboating in front of Ricochet, and Ricochet dove over the top rope, front flip right in his face. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Clip that, John. Make a reel of that.
I think they already did.
that was more Ricochet than him, but
It
still.
was still clean.
But his reaction to it,
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
was kind of taken aback, like, "Oh, you know what I mean?"
Clutching the pearls.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, wait.
Literally.
That Tony Storm.
Oh my! Can you imagine Tony Storm in this version of Velveteen Dream without his troubles? Oh my God, the promos! Oh my God,
Can you imagine Velveteen Dream and Luther? Ooh. Sign me up.
that would be even better.
Sign me up. Ain't that right, John? Luther.
But Velveteen with
Hey, that
Rico.
reminds me. When was Luther's last match?
All right. Well, after the match is over, and NXT was known for this. They always had their new signee in the crowd, and this time it was Matt Riddle. And man,
I'm so
I'm mad because Plaza and I
We literally saw this guy a week before this.
we seen him a week before at Dodge Stadium, home of the Sea Unicorns, Connecticut Defenders, Navigators, whatever you want to call them. It doesn't matter. They suck anyway. But the California Penal League, it doesn't make no
Way to
difference.
bury him, Dom.
No, we're talking about the team. We ain't talking about the Dream.
Yeah,
We're
the
talking
Norwich
about Riddle.
Sea Unicorns, brother.
Yeah, the Sea Unicorns. Like,
Good
damn,
looking
no one gets autographs.
Tom Williams, fire now. He ain't coming in here.
Whatever. We'll sell out in there. Podcast.
But yeah, we had a chance to talk to
Dodge
him.
Stadium.
And we missed it.
Yeah,
We
we
met
could
him
have had
at-
his autograph like cheap.
I mean, I swear, like it was because that was 18, and he obviously signed out. He was signed after that. But I swear, like in 19, I had my apartment, and that's when I met him. Because with Billy Gunn, right? Wasn't Billy Gunn at the stadium too? Do you remember that?
Billy Gunn, Rey
Yeah.
Mysterio.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it was 18.
There's
I
a
guess.
few others. There's a few others.
The
Okay.
Bucks,
I did
Marty
meet Matt Riddle
Scurll,
there, so I don't know, my timeline's
Yeah,
off.
Bucks was there too. Yep, met them too.
Carmelo was there, but he was Casanova.
Corey Graves was there.
Corey.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was a
Renee
few.
Paquette. Renee
There's
was
definitely
there.
a few. Yeah.
It was a who's who of who's in these companies now. It's yeah, that's probably one of the best shows I've ever been to.
It's
If I just
close.
want to back up briefly, I thought the match was too long. The Velveteen and EC3 match. I thought it was
the
just a
same
little
thing,
bit
too.
too long. Like
I
it was
agree.
good, but it was just a little too long for who they were. It's not like they didn't earn their place yet because they're. I mean, Velveteen being still really, really not a rookie, but they're in NXT. I mean, EC3. I mean, he was a TNA World Champion, so hey, there you go. And he was in NXT before that, so I just thought they're giving way too much time, but it was a hot finish, so good job there. But yeah, so we show Matt Riddle that crowd and that little clip, you see it on your Instagram algorithm, just him, going bro, I thought that was really cool. I was really hyped to see Matt Riddle join the team.
Me too.
So I guess my question is, if they didn't give them the extra time, who did they give it to? Did they give it to Curry Sane and Shayna Baszler? Do they give Gargano and Ciampa a full hour as opposed to the 40-something minutes the match was? What do they? Yeah. Oh, they stretched it out because that pay-per-view ended up being what, 2 hours and 38 minutes?
Like 2:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under 3
2:38.
hours.
Yeah. So it's like you have a point. It's like it would have been nice. You could have thrown like an extra match in there if you had the talent to do it. But I'm sure you had the talent to do it.
That's how much we're not remembering this show. Didn't they film like 2 episodes of NXT television before this?
No.
No.
Like live, right?
They would
No,
do
they had a few dark matches.
building. Yeah, they would do 2 or 3 matches, relatively short before, like as a pre-show, and they would air
Mhm.
that on Wednesday, and then they'd be back. They would do the batch recording a few days later for
Yeah,
the
so I'm looking
following
at it right
cycle.
now. The 2 dark matches was Bianca Belair going against Deonna Purrazzo,
Bianca
and
won.
and then for the WWE United Kingdom Championship, you have Pete Dunne taking on Zach Gibson.
And Pete won that.
Yeah, so like I said, they had the good opening matches, and then go to the main card. Boom. But our next match, possibly the match of the night. Possibly, I don't know. I definitely enjoyed it. It's for your North American title. We have John's boy, Ricochet, taking on Adam Cole, baby. Instant classic. An instant classic.
Absolutely.
Rewatch this match. I enjoyed it. Ricochet, he hasn't lost a step. I miss seeing this Adam Cole right here. He was that coolish heel the fans loved. He was on point. He wasn't injured. He was all about business. You cannot go wrong. And then in this match, just you can't put the phone down, put the remote down, get off your bike. Just watch this match right here. When Ricochet went for that springboard moonsault, and then Adam Cole super kicked him flush in the face.
Neck. Yo.
Picture
Come on.
perfect on the
Come
button.
on.
There.
Come on. Then to follow it up with that suplex shoulder breaker. I miss
Match
this
should have
Adam
been
Cole.
Should have been over though, in my opinion.
It should have
I know Ricochet wins the match, but right there, I was like, you already just gave the crowd everything they probably wanted to see. You could have ended it right there, and they'd have been happy with Adam Cole walking away still champion.
John,
I was a little disappointed, but I wasn't at the end towards either.
John, give me this Adam Cole right here in 2018 and Kyle Fletcher and All In. This is what I wanted to see. This is what I was hoping for. This is what I was hoping for right here. That would have been a banger.
I mean, Adam Cole right now, unfortunately, is whatever situation he's in, he's not currently an active wrestler. Probably feels the way I do, just longs for days in the past, better times in the past. And hopefully better days are in our future, both of us, but, yeah, now, just like I was talking about, Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly earlier, this was peak Undisputed Era, peak of these guys, and it sucks. It sucks to see what happened, that they're not there anymore, as over as they were, so yeah. But yeah, just a side note, this was my old boss DJ Irv, he was always bitching about, oh, wrestling sucks now. It's like, and I was like, dude, there's good wrestling out there. It's, you just got to find it. He didn't know where to find it. So he told me that this was the best match he's ever seen. Adam Cole and Ricochet. And I love when outside people tell you things like that. And it's like, oh my God, that was a great match. It's like, based off what? Don't be so defensive about the sport we love, guys. But yeah, he said Adam Cole and Ricochet was the best match he's ever seen. I was like, cool. Watch more NXT. Don't watch Raw.
Right. Especially not during that time.
It was
especially during not during that time.
You had to watch NXT on Wednesday night. You didn't want to miss that.
No.
Hell no, you did not want to miss what was going on.
You could miss Raw, you could miss SmackDown, you could not miss NXT.
That 1 hour, you had to watch.
You could miss WWE pay-per-views sometimes, but you were not missing NXT at all.
You couldn't miss takeovers because it was the best wrestling of the year, period.
Right. It was the standard bearer of the weekend, and that's with all the pay-per-views that's coming through. Anytime when you have a takeover coming through and it's rivaling and beating your main pay-per-view, that says something.
We used to be like, oh shit, NXT setting the bar. And next you know, you watch SummerSlam, whatever the pay-per-view was the next night.
Like, this was whack.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
And John's like, all right, this is good right here. I like this right here. Ronda Rousey.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I agree with John on that. But Isn't it funny though that this is what AEW turned into? This is literally AEW. Everyone talks so much crap about, oh, these guys don't sell, they don't do this, they don't do that. So what's going on in 2018?
I was thinking that while watching the show of how much of this roster ended up in AEW today. And one of the knocks of this era of NXT was that, oh, it's just PWG from 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys graduated to NXT, and a lot of those guys graduated to AEW. So even though I like taking shots at AEW in this instance, I don't know if it's necessarily fair. Because we just, Triple H was like, oh, PWG, they're doing some cool stuff out there in Reseda. Well, I'm going to do the exact same thing with a gigantic budget. And that's what he did.
Yeah,
And thank God he did. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I think what ends up happening though is there's levels to it, because while NXT was in moderation, AEW is just an overindulgence sometimes. So that's kind of what you have to look at. It's like, oh yeah, like I watched and I was like, okay, Ricochet really no sold that, okay, but you're saying that at least 10 to 15 times a night if at any AEW show. So as I said, I think the problem is not that they do it; it's that it's purely how much they do it.
BDC, that's a clip right there. That's a very good, I don't want to say observation, but that's a very good, whatever it was, whatever you want to call it. That, yeah, AEW is overindulgent. AEW is overindulgent as 2/5 of the panel here are AEW guys. I won't say who the other one is.
But even if someone wanted to say that this NXT was also overindulgent, I wouldn't disagree with that either. I love it, but there was some times where at one of the matches there was a complete no sell of a finish. He got up to the fighting spirit thing, which is cool, but we don't need 14.
You don't want that
kickouts.
every match. Yeah, you don't want that every match.
Yeah.
So,
but what I was gonna say is Triple H, he got it right, especially with the PLEs now. 5 matches, boom, that's it. Might want you wanting to have a little bit more. AEW, 14 matches. Like, all right, bro, like it's too much. Let me have a little bit more. I know you got all these titles. Maybe do a 2-night show or something like that, but
yeah,
it's hard. It's harder though, Dom, because you got to think about it. They're not putting pay-per-views on every single month.
Oh, they're doing it now.
Well, now, yeah, because they got so much of a fucking roster. They got to start pumping this shit out. But like you said though, too, if they have such a big roster, and they're gonna start doing it every month. Maybe tone it down from 14 matches to about half, 7. Give them the long matches that you always give them, and make somebody sell. Damn.
And I was telling Strap
Tony
this.
Storm, I love her.
I was telling Strap this when we was down in Texas. I said their Ring of Honor brand should be their Saturday night. That should be Collision right there. All right. Showcase whoever you want to put on Saturday nights. Yes, you're going to have your veteran roles. You're going to have your Dustin Rhodes there and whatnot, but that should be Ring of Honor. Give them that slot right there, because nobody's going to subscribe to Honor Club. Yes, you're going to see whatever's on social media and whatnot, but let's get Ring of Honor the way it used to be. Basically, Tony, you got the platform to do so. Make it happen.
Maybe he's trying to pump so much out that he's working on other platforms to put them on.
I mean, you have a blueprint on what not to do. WWE had ECW and didn't really go well, and you have a blueprint of how to do better than that, and you're not doing it right now, and it's disappointing. ECW was what it was, and it was like lightning in a bottle, literally. And trying to bring it back, it didn't work under the way things currently were. Ring of Honor is a whole different animal. Ring of Honor was a mainstream thing for a while, for a good long while. A lot of these stars that are out here today are products of Ring of Honor, and you've now bought this brand. You have some of these talents in your company, and you have not brought Ring of Honor even remotely back to where it was or even close. You basically make it feel like a developmental, and Ring of Honor deserves more than that.
Well, I gotta disagree with you on that. Ring of Honor was always a developmental. If you think about all their top guys, where are they now? They ended up champions in other bigger companies, but they made somewhat of a name in Ring of Honor, but they were always going to get poached by bigger companies. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Seth.
But different. But it had more. It had more exposure. So that would be kind of like saying the same thing with TNA, because that had what happened with TNA. A lot of their talent got poached by WWE and AEW and stuff like that. So no one's calling them developmental. And they literally started out with just a majority of young dudes and then one or two veterans in the mix, and then it kind of grew from there. So I'm not so quick to say, oh well, Ring of Honor was just developmental. These guys, when he really went out there, made a name for themselves, built that brand off of their backs to the point where these major companies wanted to sign these guys. And developmental to me is a company that, yeah, well, we're going to have these out here just because we are going to get these guys up to another organization at some point. Ring of Honor wasn't that. Ring of Honor was, we're going to get these guys out here. We're going to put out the best show possible. We're going to make Ring of Honor a name. These guys are going to go out here, put their asses on the line, and then we're going to see what happens. And just what happens is these guys were so damn good that they started signing for more money elsewhere. Like if Ring of Honor had the money, maybe they stay, but they didn't have the money like that. They didn't have WWE money. They didn't have even TNA money to get these guys out, keep these guys. So that's ultimately what happened. It doesn't make them developmental. It just makes them not able to keep up financially with these other companies.
Yeah, Plotno, I have to disagree with you because when Eddie Guerrero got released in, what year was it? 2002 or so, he went to Ring of Honor. He worked to get his way back up to the WWE. So that's definitely not no developmental right there, man. Like these guys, yes, you have the local talents trying to make their name, and yes, some guys became established, but these dudes, they fought hard to get noticed. They got recognized. Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, yes, they went to TNA, and they had was PWG around at the time?
No,
not
in the early days.
Yeah, so these guys, they were honing their craft, and they finally, made it up there. So I don't think it's developmental. They was like, all right, you're damn near better than TNA, and you're on your way to the WWE. This is all it was at the time.
I think calling it developmental is pigeonholing it in a negative.
I feel like there was more
manner,
chatter about TNA,
even if that's not the intent. I mean, if you work at Crown Chicken and Grill, it's not developmental for KFC. It's just another place to do business.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's just another place that someone can work. It doesn't mean they're in the big leagues and the minor leagues. You know where you are. Dave's Hot Chicken.
I think maybe it's just there's so many companies now that it's so hard, and there's so much. The appetite's being filled so quickly, and it doesn't matter where you go. You got GCW, MLW, Ring of Honor, like you said, AEW, TNA, WWE, 5 freaking shows, and then you're left with companies where they're still trying to develop guys, but they end up going to the bigger company because they have more dinero.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And it's very difficult.
Exactly.
So yeah, I get it. Like maybe I probably said it wrong, but if you think about it, they were basically WWE's developmental for a while because they were just poaching those guys like nothing. And in a way, that's what Triple H did with NXT. He pretty much killed the indies for about a good 7-8 years. They're just starting to come back a little bit. They're redeveloping all these other companies, but it's not like before where there was just superstars everywhere.
Yeah. He definitely did some damage in the UK on the European.
He did so much damage they didn't have anything for.
Did.
I don't think they had it for like a long time, right?
Not even gonna hold you on that. He definitely did. He wrecked the UK. He wrecked the UK.
And there's a bunch of wrestlers that put him on blast for that. Like, bro, what the hell are you doing?
Especially when you do that and then ultimately you dissolve NXT UK. So it's like you brought all these people in, you pull all the top talent from all these UK based promotions, you bring them all into NXT UK, and then you say we're not doing that anymore. And now all these folks got to find places to go back.
Now, was that a Vince directive, or was they just didn't want to do it anymore, or was COVID that just killed everything?
I don't know.
I think it was
I
a
don't know.
COVID thing, and they weren't. It wasn't doing too hot, anyways. It is funny to bring up UK because we do see at some point during the show there is a coming soon NXT UK video
Yes.
package,
Yep.
Yep.
and I'm
Yep.
like, damn, it wasn't even around yet. Like, that's crazy.
No,
You know, they had 2 or 3 shows, but that was it. Yeah, but
and that's when we get reintroduced to the future world champion, Walter. Not Gunther yet.
All right. Well, Ricochet, he won this match, and he's your new North American champion. All right. The show is still hot. Our next match is for the women's title, the NXT Women's Championship. We have Shayna Baszler. She is your
Wait a
women's
minute.
champion. Ew. And she's taking on Kairi Sane, and they are showing a
Pirate
video
Princess.
package of them two, and they fought in the Mae Young Classic, where Kairi Sane she beat her. Shayna Baszler, she's pissed off. She becomes the champ, and they show that she defeated Kairi Sane again. So this right here is their rubber match, and Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, she dominated this match. She's working on Kairi's knee, but Kairi heated up. She steamrolls Shayna Baszler, but Baszler, she's just too damn strong for Kairi Sane. She eventually goes. You know what Shayna Baszler did that we haven't really seen on Monday Night Raw? That standing knee strike that she did, like that standing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Oh
love that.
Lord, that was clutch.
That's a UFC move too, I think.
Yeah.
It's like I forget what they do. It's the Superman punch almost, where
Basically,
it looks like they're gonna
knee.
kick you, but then they go for the knockout punch.
Yeah, so that was fire right there. But Kairi Sane, she's strong. She's a strong pirate, and she lit Shayna up. She hit her with the insane elbow, whatever you want to call it, to her back, and she dove on the outside with a crossbody block. Then got back in the ring with another elbow. Shayna kicks out, and then Shayna catches her with the John. I might butcher it. The Karabuta clutch. Is that how you say it, John?
Karafuda.
Karafuda, yeah.
That. Well,
Wait, say that again, BDZ. I think I like that one better.
What, Karafuda?
Yes.
I thought it was a B in there.
Isn't that a T?
Barracuda
Karabuta.
clutch.
Kombucha?
The Barracuda.
Nah, it'd have been quick.
Anyways,
Prebiotics are good for your tummy.
Anyway, she countered that 1, 2, 3. Kairi Sane, she's your new women's champion. Hell of a match. Maybe they should have took some of that time from the EC3 and Velveteen match and gave it to the women.
Well,
And
that's what I'm
there's the
thinking
answer to the
too.
question that I asked.
Circle gets a square. Dom, you are the new winner of our new Yeti Cup. I'm getting as a sponsor. I don't care what
V
we're
gets a
doing.
square.
So I enjoyed it. It wasn't no instant classic, but it definitely was a good match. It was a good PLE pay-per-view quality match. So what are your thoughts on this match right here?
I think there's some revisionist history when it comes to Shayna Baszler in general in her time in WWE, because her main roster run wasn't particularly good. She didn't have nearly as good matches as she did in NXT. She had a super long reign in NXT, 2 reigns. Probably, I feel like it was a year and a half total between the 2 of them. And I definitely was going into this like, okay, like, all right, I know Baszler was good, but I don't remember anything spectacular. And this match just blew me away. It was so good. She was doing the joint manipulation when she was kind of torturing Kairi Sane, her elbow, I believe. The crowd's going crazy for it. And it's like, but we love Kairi. Why are we cheering for you to stomp this poor small woman? Like, you're being very mean right now, Shayna. But I thought this was an awesome match. And any of us who were like, oh well, Shayna kind of blew it. She wasn't much. This kind of goes back to John's point earlier to, well, I don't like NXT because when they get up to Raw, like, they kind of suck. Shayna's a perfect example of that. She was a star down at Full Sail, and this proved it. It was such a good match. I totally forgot that Kairi won. I love the finish. I thought it was awesome. It was great.
Shayna, probably one of her top matches on the main roster was against Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's last match, I want to say. Wasn't that like a SummerSlam?
Yep.
That's
It
sad.
was.
That's sad.
Because they actually let him go.
Yeah.
She has so
They
much
let him go.
potential.
The problem is Shayna's not a pretty blonde with all these features that everyone's looking for. She's a fighter. She's a legit MMA bully. And they still don't know how to market that. Granted, Ronda was that bully too, but she was a pretty girl. So, well, all right, we can do something with that. But Shayna is that, I don't know who to compare her to.
AEW's doing it right with Marina Shafir.
Yeah, that's what they should have done.
Basically,
Look at John
because
smiling over
WWE,
there, John.
because basically WWE couldn't do anything with Marina Shafir either. So
Well, Marina was still learning the game, so I got to give her a little pass on that. Plus, I think she was pregnant at this time too.
Pregnancies. Always ruining women wrestlers. It's terrible.
Well, that's what happened when you date the Messiah, the backbreaker. Huh? Go ahead, Roddy.
Here we go. I knew it.
Like watching this, and obviously with modern knowledge, it's like I think Shayna Baszler and probably Triple H also knew that. Listen, Vince ain't gonna like you. You're not gonna make it there. I'm gonna push the hell out of you because I like you. I know what you can do. I think you're great. But where other people, they might have a chance or a shot on the main roster. I know you have no shot on the main roster. So I'm going to do the best with you that I can, keep you as long as I can. And that's why she was in NXT for so long, is because of that. And that's why she was pushed so hard. They had opportunity with her. Man, what a great opportunity for her to beat Becky Lynch at the Pan Mania.
I remember that one too.
Because she just forfeited the title to Asuka like 2 weeks later or the next night. I don't know. It's like, what the hell? You can just give it to Shayna? What the hell? Nothing in the pandemic matters. Yeah. Sorry, Drew McIntyre's world title reign. But it was a wasted opportunity. But I mean, her work, I'm not I'm not saying she's as good as Okada. I'm not saying that. But like Okada, she's a long match wrestler. You're not going to find the best of Shayna Baszler in 5 minutes. You're not going to find the best of Okada in 5 minutes. Their best work is in longer form matches where they can take their time, tell a longer story, and that's just not the forte of main roster WWE.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, wholeheartedly.
You know who Shayna Baszler's title reigns reminded me of? Karrion Kross when he was NXT champion.
I hated his title reign.
Wasn't flashy. Wasn't there to be like, oh, look at this guy. But when they got in the ring, it was time to get busy. And Shayna was that chick back then, and Karen was too. Unfortunately, his promos weren't that great in NXT, but I mean, look at the groundswell now, man. He's killing it. They didn't give him the opportunity he is now.
That shit was terrible.
Vince really didn't give him the opportunity when he brought him up the first time.
Oh my God, they killed him.
He really didn't give him a chance.
He had
a snowball's chance in hell his first time up.
And they didn't even bring up Scarlett. Like, what are you doing?
No, did not bring up Scarlett and brought him up looking like a modified Spartan.
Not even that. He looked like a freaking member of the Demolition Team version.
Where's Kane's old mask?
Basically,
let's spray paint that. Not the Kane Big Red Machine mask. That welder's mask thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, sponsored by Mayans.
Mayans.
You didn't see the commercial?
I was like, that show is so old. The show brought to you by the Jetsons. Jeez.
Wow.
Laverne and Shirley on at 8 p.m.
I kind of skipped through those things.
Good Lord.
All right. Well, it's our main events. We have DIY. We have Johnny Gargano taking on his old boy, Tommaso Ciampa from the NXT Championship. And this is the last man standing match, and the fans are loving Gargano. I know Platino loved Gargano's tights because who was it, Platino?
I never liked Gargano. Still don't.
You like his tights, goddammit.
No, the fuck I don't.
Wasn't it Venom?
Was there?
I don't know who it was. I
Oh
don't
shit,
think
he
it was
watched the
Venom.
match.
I wasn't
He
paying
watched the match.
attention.
It was
I didn't
definitely
want
a symbiote. There was a little red in there, so it
Oh,
might
that
be a
one.
little Carnage and Venom going.
Carnage and Venom. Yeah, I know you like his tights.
no.
Cause you always got the
Sit down.
superheroes.
Just because I like superheroes don't mean I like someone's tights.
Yeah, he ain't you know.
He had good gear for takeovers.
Yeah. It wasn't like Wolverine, the yellow and the blue, you
Yeah.
know, it wasn't that,
Oh,
but
He did Wolverine
I couldn't
before.
tell.
Just-
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I like Rey Mysterio with the Captain America. That was dope. Or the Flash.
Vince didn't like it.
Guess he's returning your Christmas gift.
Vince likes the Flash because he likes. Never mind.
Mm.
Like a BDC.
Did you say? Did you say Vince likes the Flash or Two Flash? Which one is it?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
There you go. Just
Yeah.
making sure we're clear.
All right. Well, Tommaso Ciampa, he's that badass heel. He had Goldie by his side, and no music. That was epic. I loved it because you could hear the chorus of boos. Ooh, look at that title.
Yes, sir.
I need
That
that.
Goldie right here, boys.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Beautiful.
You got the
That's
2KO
all.
one, or the 2.0 one?
No, I
that's
will.
black
I will
and
get it
gold.
though. I will get 2.0. This is black and gold.
Don't get that.
Yeah,
You get
Black
the
I
Gold.
love it.
Sparkles?
I love
The
it.
sparkles, really?
Yeah, dude. Different logo too. I gotta do it. I love 2.0. Let's not get sidetracked. We can talk about 2.0 another time, please.
Word.
I don't think we will.
You the NXT guy now.
I don't watch it, so I can't tell you.
You the
Oh.
NXT guy. In your house.
There you go.
I remember the first
There
in
you
your house
go.
they had. Give me
It Doesn't Matter podcast has a new podcast
Oh,
coming out.
Lord.
NXT 2.0.
It
think we
doesn't
all-
matter 2.0. We just watch 2.0 every week.
Oh no.
I think we all need
new
to relive
logo.
the whole pandemic. Relive the whole pandemic. That's all we need to do.
Dom, I think we lived through it. We'll be fine.
No, because a lot of people don't remember I know I don't remember.
I don't care.
Here's my idea for a new show. Here, imagine this, guys. The It Doesn't Matter podcast. Pandemic 205 Live.
I'm
And
there.
to bury the whole damn roster. I'm fine with that in the beginning. After that, it's a breeze.
No, only
What?
pandemic era. 205 Live.
Oh, all right. Oof.
No TJP, no Enzo, no Neville, no Austin Aries.
Mm-mm.
Just Oni Lorcan.
I like Oni.
Oni Lorcan.
I like Oni. Oni Lorcan and Biff Busick.
No.
Okay, that was
Oni
nice.
Was that
Lorcan.
gentleman Jack Gallagher time?
Before he got this big chest tattoo, and then he became a creep.
Another one of those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
If you're from the UK and you're a professional wrestler, chances are
You're a creep.
All right. Well, this last man standing match, had a little bit of everything. Ciampa looked good. What's his project? He the triple
Project
fire
Ciampa.
bomb with the underneath.
Yeah.
God, I miss this Ciampa right here, man. Sinister Ciampa right here. Johnny Gargano struggling to get up. He finally gets up. Super kicks Ciampa while he's sitting in the chair. These guys fighting through the crowd, fighting the entrance way. I loved it. You can't go wrong with this right here. Ringside, what are your thoughts on this last man standing match right here?
I believe earlier in the show, BDC mentioned how sometimes AEW can get a little overindulgent. And I think this match was a little overindulgent as well. Like we said, it went probably 45 minutes, close to an hour with all the video packages and the entrances and all the aftermath. It was very good. They did some incredible, innovative things. I love when they pull up the mat off the ring and there's just the boards are there and they're doing DDTs. That to me, it's like, that's a huge, oh my God, like don't get hurt, please. Really cool stuff. They stack the tables inverted to one another. And I believe Ciampa went through those. That's got to really hurt hitting the frame of the table with your back going through. Yeah, this Ciampa was such a bastard, just straight up a total bastard, man. I believe it was at TakeOver New Orleans where he was powerbombed on the floor. They had the mat, so it was just the concrete, and the crowd chanted, "You deserve it," which I think is the first time somebody ever took a move and "You deserve it" was chanted at them.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show how the audience felt about him, how good he was. at the time with this character. Like I said, for a couple of their matches, fast, crisp. They hit everything. Everything looked good. It was just another really good match. Last man standing matches, I'm not really a fan of because there's so much, I don't want to say wasted time, but it drags in parts. And I'm very, very much against that. I'm like, I just want to get from A to B with a little detour. We don't need to pause, take a breath, chill out for a minute. There was at one point where a crew member was Gargano accidentally hit a crew member. And then Ciampa threw the crew member on top of Gargano and just started chucking furniture from ringside. And he was laying it in. That dude was on top of Gargano, like protecting him almost. And he just threw Nigel's chair at him and just threw a chair. And this poor dude is just like, just beat up by furniture.
He was getting jacked.
Yeah.
He was getting jacked.
Really good match. I didn't care. I shouldn't say I didn't care for the finish. It was a different finish for sure. Ciampa being handcuffed to the stage and Gargano doing a running knee, falling off the stage, just kind of suiciding himself onto some of the road cases. And then Ciampa but wormed his way out of the finish. He just stood off the stage, still handcuffed, feet landed first. Gargano couldn't get up. And then we had like 10 minutes of just Johnny Gargano has dislocated knee. No, like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, oh, it's over though. The show's over. This is kind of,
doesn't matter.
This is extra stuff now. And I thought for sure they were going to hit the logo. We were going to say the copyright. All right, guys, go home. And then Ciampa was going to come out and beat his ass again. But he came close. Really good match. Little much, but I can't say too many bad things about it.
They went all out.
Very good.
That's what
they went all out. They did. Before it was cool.
Platinum, what are your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, the ending was, I don't know, ringside didn't like the ending. I love the ending. It was very smart on Ciampa. That's ring awareness to know, all right, I got to the count of 10. Let me just slip right here. Boom. And I still got the title. It's not like with the way Roman did. I hated that freaking pandemic match. Thanks a lot, Dom. You've reminded me of a damn pandemic match.
At least you remember it. I don't.
Oh, my God. He was not up for the 10 count. Freaking Paul Heyman scrambling for the right key. Like, only have one. You don't need 50 keys.
You should tell yourself that.
I got plenty. Shut up. What are you talking about? You know I got some... Oh, never mind.
Good. I was hoping to be on this
camera.
giant ring
Not
of
on
keys.
camera. Not on camera. No, I love this match still. Like, all the brawling, all the shenanigans. A lot of it was much at times, but still, the ending. I'm all about the finish. If it's something I don't see very often, it's not used. I love it. So, great finish, in my opinion. And unfortunately, I think even Tommaso had a blown ACL after this match, too. If it was this match or was another one, I forget he had with Gargano.
I think it might have been the next one, I want to say. But, Tommaso, every time he had a big match, my man would get hurt.
Yep.
Every time. BDC, what are your thoughts on this main event?
I, too, thought it was an awesome match. I thought it was a great match. These two in the ring with each other are absolute gold. They feed off of each other flawlessly. And, they tell a story like nothing else. It's like, if these two wrestled every night, I'd be cool. That being said, I will say I do see Ringside's point where the match felt like it started to get long, especially once the handcuffs came into play. Because I saw so many opportunities where the handcuffs could have been truly utilized before they actually were and could have ended the match way, way sooner. And I just thought at that point, once you have a prop like handcuffs, which is pretty much, is going to be involved in the finish, it's just like now you're just dragging it along to see where it's going to be utilized, where it's going to be used. Ciampa was laying on the ground outside the ring. There's a pole right there. Gargano could have came out the ring, handcuffed him to the ground. He would have never been able to get up on his feet, and the match would have been over. That was one. You could have handcuffed him to the rope on both sides, wore the crap out of him until he couldn't get up anymore. That's two. So there was all these opportunities where once the handcuffs were in play, it was like, okay, I can see how this match is ending, and it just took an extra 5 to 10 minutes to get there, and that's when it felt a little long to me. But outside of that, the match was great. I think how it ended, if Gargano wasn't going to win, was perfect. Was that he would lose his shit and he would go overboard and end up costing himself, which is what he did. And so that was perfect. I mean, a lot of their battles was Ciampa just taking the opportunities that were presented to him, and that's exactly what he did. It was like, okay, you crashed yourself out. Let me just go ahead and get on my feet because I ain't got to be on him long. I just got to be on him before 10. And sure enough, that's what he did. But like I said, I thought it was an amazing match. I thought it was.
All right. Strap, do you agree? Did you enjoy this match?
Yes.
All right. Well, you enjoy this match. We all enjoy this match. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa's rivalry? Yes.
Yeah, no, it was brought up a second ago that, it had, I think it was the WrestleMania weekend NXT. It was supposed to be Gargano and Ciampa again, and Ciampa couldn't make it, so it was turned into Adam Cole and Gargano.
Maybe.
Am I right on that?
Yeah. Yep.
Ringside. So yeah, the whole feud, it was just, I mean, it obviously had this match, it had the trilogy of sorts, but it wasn't perfect because there's so many accidents and blemishes in the way, but they did the best they could with it. And I was chatting with Ringside before the show, and it's like they should make because speaking of Fight Forever, the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, like before that, or after that, actually, we had Ciampa and Gargano Fight Forever. It's like someone should collect their stories and their program and put it into a book, because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, there's a book about those guys and their feud. So even though they're a tag team right now, and I don't think they'll break them up and have the same thing they did in NXT on the main roster. But
not
it's
stack
just
of dimes.
But you know what? That's okay. There's probably lots of fans like Ringside who just stick to NXT, and I can totally see it, and just have fun with that legacy. Have fun with the NXT legacy. There's so many great things that came out of NXT, and it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna let anyone ruin it for me. Let NXT just be NXT. People come in, people go. Someone new, someone old. They come back, they don't come back. Just let them exist on their own plane. And that's where the greatness of a feud like Ciampa and Gargano, two guys who really legit not supposed to be signed to WWE. Really, not at all. And one thought I had in passing was, Ciampa never made it big in Ring of Honor, but just say he did. Just call him the Ring of Honor World Champion, Tommaso Ciampa, the Sicilian psychopath, against the Dream Gate champion from Dragon Gate USA, Johnny Gargano. That was cool. That was cool for me to conjure up in my head. Dragon Gate USA, an indie promotion. I went to a lot of shows in the Massachusetts area, and versus Tommaso Ciampa, represent Ring of Honor, a company that I followed all over the Northeast and Florida and other places. So, but yeah, it was a great legendary feud, and yeah, that's what I got to say about that.
All right. Well, I could say, I know y'all probably feel the same way. This NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, it does matter.
Absolutely.
Well, no, I'm just kidding. It does.
I got 2 more questions for you guys. I'm going to start with Ringside. From this card right here, who on the main roster do you believe should have succeeded after this? Or who on this roster right here should have succeeded on the main roster?
It's two guys, and they wrestled each other. Velveteen Dream and EC3, 100%. Because you look at those guys, they're both the only guys on this card that were not work rate guys, right? They were body guys, but they're not indie darlings. They're not little guys. They're both big guys. They're jacked. Awesome promo skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome character development. Like they know who their characters are. And they had characters. A lot of these guys are just really good wrestlers, which is awesome, right? Obviously, we talked about how good the show is. And EC3 and Velveteen Dream, they have everything that at the time Vince was looking for. And they just, one never got the chance to, and then one had the chance for 2 weeks, and then that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Excommunicado, I believe, would be a good word for it. And then, yeah, so it's so disappointing. Even if they weren't maybe going to main event WrestleMania, those guys had long-term IC champion written all over them. You know, I know John said EC3 was basically the blueprint for MJF, and he could have fit into the Miz role for sure, where he could have been Intercontinental Champion, U.S. Champion, fight for the world title if you need a scumbag chicken shit heel to beat up John Cena for a month. You know what I mean? If you need a filler feud, he would have been great for that. And Dream, I think the sky was the limit for Dream. You know what I mean? And I think those are the two biggest what ifs out of this card. Everybody else, I think, settled in pretty much where they should have. Ricochet should have gone further. I think that he did, but he didn't do bad for himself at all. You know, for his size, I think he probably hit his ceiling. Should have done a little more, but I think everybody else had has had a good run except for EC3 and Dream. Definitely the two guys.
All right, BDC, what about you? Who do you think should succeeded on the main roster?
I will agree with Ringside as far as EC3 and Velveteen Dream. I will add Shayna Baszler, and I will add Ricochet and Adam Cole. Here's why. Adam Cole, absolute monster with promos. Absolute monster with promos. And in WWE, if you can talk, you can succeed. Ricochet, we know what he can do in the ring. I think the problem with Ricochet was that we know what he could do in the ring, and WWE has a history of slowing good indie wrestlers down to their speed, which is why NXT succeeded so well. Shayna Baszler by far should have been at one point a women's champion, whether it be on Raw or SmackDown, either which one she should have been. I think, yeah, does she talk that great? No. You know who else don't talk great? Brock Lesnar don't. He don't. But guess what? He's been a multiple time champion. He goes in there, he destroys whatever you got. You know, I look at Shayna to a degree of Walter or Gunther, because Gunther goes in there, he handles his business. He talks, sometimes. He talks more now. But he goes in there, handles his business, and, you know, it's believable he'll go in there and he'll just wreck shop with anybody. We all know what Shayna Baszler can do in the octagon. So it is very much reasonable to believe she should be able to go in the WWE ring and wreck shop there too, especially with when you look at some of the women that are in the WWE now that are quote-unquote champions and doing their thing. I mean, there's plenty of them that Shayna could have beaten on a day off that are currently champions or at least in the title picture in WWE that Shayna never even got a chance for. And I don't think that was cool. I think merely it was her look is the reason why she got kind of sat down versus anything she could do in the ring, because I know she can go in the ring.
All right. What about you, Strap? Who should succeed in the main roster?
Before I answer that, I just wanted to throw out that during the celebration or during the later parts of the match of the Velveteen Dream and EC3, you know, things that remind me of things. So Velveteen really reminded me of the Macho Man Randy Savage there. You know, just the most, not the most macho, but the most flamboyant, you know. And that applies to Macho more than Shawn Michaels. Sometimes, I said. Anyway, just echoes of that. But who would have succeeded on the main roster, I would say Adam Cole. I think of all the people, he was main event level. I know he's small and all that stuff, but tell me he doesn't look like Shawn Michaels at all in any way, shape, or form. Like, he just looks like a young Shawn Michaels, and that didn't stop HBK from being the star that he was. And so Adam Cole, like I said, he's at his peak right here. He's the freaking man. I mean, if you just literally just plug him into the spot on the main roster toward the main event level, he fits in. That's what I think. He fits in. So he could have gone further. He could have been the instant star. So he had the most potential to succeed on the main roster.
All right. What about you, Platinum?
I gotta agree with you on that, man. Adam Cole and Velveteen were just miles ahead of everybody when it comes to promos and charisma themselves. When it came to selling, what wrestling is they sell you on the match or even the pay-per-view. You seen those guys cutting the promos, their packages. You're like, all right, I know what this guy's all about. I understand what they want, and I'm going for it. So this is what I want to watch. But a sneak peek for someone that should have succeeded, Tyler Bate. That guy impressed the hell out of me every single time. If it wasn't for his stature, like I said before, could have been world champion. He was world champion in the UK, but wasn't that full-time mainstay champion that they probably could have used. Give Tyler Bate about another 6-7 inches.
Pause.
You be
Whoa, hold on.
Whoa, easy.
Lord. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, I have to say, everybody on this NXT roster, they deserved a spot on the main roster. But who should have succeeded? Adam Cole, that's for damn sure. And yes, he had that Shawn Michaels look. He had the edge. He had that charisma. He had it. Didn't work out. Velveteen Dream, same thing. He should have had that potential. EC3, he definitely had the look. Tyler Bate, Shayna Baszler. The only one I would probably say at that time that wouldn't be like a good fit would probably be Trent Seven. Why? Just because of his build. Yes, he's a great worker, but just that's not Vince's look right there. Like, nah, it's not my thing. So that's not his thing. That's what I'm referring to. But yeah.
And he's not tall enough.
Yeah. And I think in the case of Tyler Bate, I think he is a guy that could have definitely filled a Finn Balor type role. If Finn Balor becomes champion and he's really successful with it, you could see Tyler Bate kind of getting slotted into that based on what he could do in the ring, and could develop his mic skills. I think once Finn Balor won the world championship and was done the next night, they're like, yeah, we're not putting any more small guys like that in there again. We're not doing it.
True.
We're not doing it anymore. Like it was over. Because I mean, you had like Rey Mysterio's been world heavyweight champion before. He was WWE champion for about 2 hours. You had other smaller guys who's been champion before, but it seemed like after Finn Balor did it and did not last longer after that, it didn't really happen again. I think
Brian was the last one too prior to that, and
yeah,
his injuries hurt him too.
If you're talking about physiques only, BDC, you would go from Finn Balor to Kevin Owens. Really?
Kevin Owens is an entirely different animal. Kevin Owens is an entirely different animal.
Oh, you don't think it's funny because you're the pot belly? Okay.
Oh,
that's
of course I absolutely get it, but
yeah,
thus the entirely different animal.
You're going to have to bleep this out in a second.
What?
All right. Well,
Ay, Dios mío.
like I said beforehand, we all agree that this show mattered. Go back, check out NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Because next week is BDC's choice. We're taking it back to SummerSlam 1994. I'm going to run through the card right quick. Here we go. In our opening match, we have Bam Bam Bigelow and IRS Erwin R. Shyster taking on the Head Shrinkers of Fatu and Samu.
And those are Samoans.
And our next match is for the Women's Championship. We have Alundra Blaze taking on Bull Nakano.
Oh,
Okay.
don't sleep on this match.
Our
Yeah,
next match
buddy.
is for the Intercontinental Championship. We have Razor Ramon with Walter Payton taking on Diesel.
Why is Walter there?
Wait, hold
Find out
on.
next week.
Who's Diesel? Just kidding.
Oh,
Glenn Jacobs.
Goes back in time, changes the timeline. What's
right?
fake Diesel doing here in the United Center?
already?
Oh, Lord. All right. So
Already?
after this, we have Tatanka taking on Lex Luger.
Oh, jeez.
Then we
That was
have
the match.
Jeff Jarrett taking on Mabel.
Squash.
Artist versus artist.
And for the WWF Championship in a steel cage match, we have Bret the Hitman Hart taking on his brother, Owen Hart. Strap, I know we talked about we're going to watch this. Platinum said we're going to watch this. Well, we're going to review it next week.
Hey, Owen. How you doing? Oh,
You're looking at the wrong spot. You got to look down. That's another story. All right, well, our next match is your main event. The match I want to do for Wrestling That Made Us, but when I watch it again, we're going to watch it for next week. We have The Undertaker with Paul Bearer taking on The Undertaker with Ted DiBiase.
I still have never seen this match.
Well, you're going to watch it next week.
Yes, sir.
I think I'll skip it. Just kidding.
I thought that was a
The main
glitch
event.
there. You're like, the main event. I'm like, that was Bret and Owen. Oh my God, they didn't close the show?
It
They
was
closed the show.
not.
Oh man,
Not close.
terrible.
No wonder why Brett left.
And it's funny that
I'm
we're
your
covering this show.
champion, and I'm not closing out your show. WCW money looks good to me, Vince.
Nah, he said 3 years later.
No, same thing.
It's funny that how we're talking about this card right here because Naked Gun just came out and Leslie Nielsen's going to figure out the mystery of The Undertaker. And go check out
What?
Naked Gun.
Are you serious?
Watch SummerSlam 94. You're going to see all the vignettes of Naked Gun, the OG Naked Gun.
Wait, you serious?
I ain't lying to you.
What
I
are
got it
the
on
odds?
DVD. Want to
What
borrow?
are the what are the odds?
I got it on VHS.
I know what I'm doing.
Apparently.
Book well. I book well.
It's gonna shoot.
EDC, can't wait to relive this show next week. All right. Well, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, it was straight fire from the top all the way down to the bottom. From Adam Cole super kicking Ricochet's head off to Johnny Gargano losing his damn mind. This was the peak of the black and gold, and it was definitely worth
Yes, indeed.
watching. BDC, Platino, ringside. Thank you all for bringing the heat. If you guys enjoyed this show, if you guys enjoyed the vibe, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating like RVD, or you're going to catch a super kick to the face. We're bringing love, we're bringing laughs, and we're bringing leg drops every single goddamn week.
Yep.
So
I want to take let me take a minute before we get off. Get off of here. I want to shout out 3 people who met my brother over the weekend up in Jersey. Be the green shirt guy. IG is Superfan Smiles with a Z. Kerry Thomas and Marilyn Jones. They really hooked my brother up and me up, and I appreciate that entirely. And he actually did tell them about the podcast, so they may actually be watching. And just want to shout them out and say thank you. Thank you very much for giving us a little something for the weekend. Very much appreciated.
Yes, yes. So protect your neck, respect the classics, and remember, wrestling hits different. It lives for your soul. I am Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here at ringside. I'm here at BDC. I'm here with StratFacts. I'm here with the Dominican Dream, Papi Platano.
Baby.
And next week, SummerSlam 1994. We will see y'all next time. Boo.
Better super kick. Shawn Michaels kicking Shelton or this one last?
This one.
Might be this one last night.
Boom.